Hey guys, okay, welcome back to part two of section 11 on my theory and hypothesis. So when I last left, I was describing or getting ready to provide you with my facts for my theory, right? Supporting my theory. So let me bring forth, is this? Yeah. So let me present you with the story about the Roman centurion, okay? This is in the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 5 through 13. So, back when Jesus was out amongst the people, healing them and what have you, he entered into a city called Capernaum. And there came unto him a centurion, beseeching him, saying, please help me. Saying, Lord, my servant lies home at sick. Now, there's a similar story in the book of Luke. And what we learn is that his servant is a what do you call it? An Israelite. Now let me see if I could pull that up. Luke centurion. Let me see. Is this it? Okay. Now Luke and Matthew, they tell the same story but a little bit differently. Okay. So basically, the centurion is not a he is not a Jew. He's a Roman. Okay. Now let me bring in the book of Luke for 1 second. In the book of Luke, in the book of Luke, um, the centurion sent the elders of the Jews. And this makes sense. He sent them to Jesus. They besought him, saying that he was worthy for whom we should do this. Okay, um, that his servant was ready to die. Okay, that's what he's saying. The centurion servant who was dear to him was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal the servant. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this. Now, why are they saying he's worthy? Why? Why is the Roman centurion worthy, even though he's not an Israelite? Because he loves our nation and he hath built us a synagogue. So he took action he did something to benefit the Jews. Um, and that's why they're saying he loves us. So then Jesus went with them. And when he was now not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him because now it's a long journey. They didn't have cars. So he heard that he was coming. So he sent friends to him saying, Lord, look, don't trouble yourself. I'm not worthy that you should enter my house. He's acknowledging, he knows, I'm not an Israelite. I'm not worthy for you to come into my house, right? Then he goes on saying, for I'm a man under great authority. I have many soldiers under me. I say one go, he goes, one come, he comes. And I say to my servant, do this, he does it, right? Because he has authority. So when Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him. And he turned about to all the people that were with him and he said, look, I say unto you, I haven't found anyone with this level of faith in all of Israel. Okay? And he goes on to say, and they were sent, meaning they went back, returning to the house, and they found the servant had been cured. Now I'm going to go back to the book of Matthew version. So the book of Luke version is in book of Luke chapter 7. The book of Matthew version, again, it's in book of Matthew chapter 8, verse 5 through 13. Now listen to what he says. He says, and Jesus said unto the centurion, go your way, and thou hast believed, and let it be done unto you. So basically what he's saying is that even though he wasn't an Israelite, but he had so much faith, greater than anyone he had seen in all Israel, for Jesus to say that, for him to say that, and he knew this would be incorporated into the Bible. He knew this. He said, this is a heathen that had more faith, and he hadn't seen faith like this in all of Israel. Anyway, so he did what he wanted. Now let me go on to the second story that I'm going to use in my argument. This is a really good one. So this is in the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 21 through 28. So Jesus, again, he was out amongst the people. He was doing his good deeds for his people, healing them and what have you. And behold, a woman of Canaan, a Canaanite woman, came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil, meaning there's an evil spirit upon her. But he didn't say a word to her, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, Man, get her out of here. She's crying after us. Imagine this woman. She's being so persistent. Her daughters has this evil spirit upon her, and there's this man named Jesus who's been miraculously curing people. This lady is imagine, she won't leave them alone. So the apostles, even then, they're like, man, dude, do something to stop her. But he answered and said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He makes it very clear. And even the apostles are backing him up. They're not here for anyone unless you're an Israelite. Then came she and worshipped him. So maybe she came and got on her knees. And she just laid right in front of him with passion saying, Lord, help me. Can you imagine how this lady emotionally, what she must have been going through? Maybe she's crying at this point and she's begging him, right? But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. Wow. Do you understand what he just said? He said, why would you take the children's food and give it to dogs? What for? Do you understand what he means by that? Meaning this privilege is not given to anybody except them. And for him to give it to her, it's like he's giving it to the dogs. Now listen to what she says. And she says, True, Lord, you're right. Yet the dogs even eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Do you understand that? Meaning even the dogs, they work for their master, right? Even though they're an outsider, they're not part of the same family, but even the master gives them food. And then Jesus said unto her, Woman, great is thy faith. How great is your faith? Be it done unto you as you will it. And her daughter was made whole that very hour. So in these two incredible stories, what I showed you, what I've tried to demonstrate to you is that if you honor God, if you honor the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of these Israelites, you follow his laws and commandments, you acknowledge that you will no longer follow this false form of Christianity around the world. I don't care what church it is, how many great deeds they've done, how big the church is. I don't care who the pastor is. I don't care how much they've done to change the lives of people. Doesn't mean jack shit. And that's the truth. It doesn't mean anything. To show your devotion to God, number one, you stop following the church and the false image of Christ. You stop worshiping the Virgin Mary, praying to her, and these statues. Get all the crosses out of your house. They don't mean anything, not a single thing. And then you follow God's laws and commandments. Keep them dear to your heart. Follow his Sabbath on Saturday. The Sabbath, it starts sundown on Friday and lasts till sundown on Saturday. And what you do during that time, you basically just find ways to worship God. Basically educating yourself is a form of worship. You want to get together with other non-Jew people and you guys want to get together and have Sabbath and worship together, that's fine. You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do any work. And you make it a priority. And I promise you, if you've listened to everything I've said in this video, I promise you, you will easily find a way to keep God's Sabbath holy. I promise you. So you do that. And what else? Read the Bible. Stay away from the things in this world. If you're a homosexual, oh my God, that's detestable to God. If you're a lesbian, you're gay, I don't care what the world says. If you follow the God of the Bible, this God that I'm telling you about, homosexuality is an abomination to him. He's destroyed, he's killed people, cities due to homosexuality. Stay away from all types of other sin, pornography on the internet. And this doesn't apply to everyone, but I'm being straightforward with you. Prostitution, all these other things that are detestable to God, and again, they're listed in the Bible. So you stop doing all these things. And I think if you demonstrate your devotion to Him, acknowledging that you recognize Jesus, He didn't die for you because you're not an Israelite. Acknowledging that you are not an Israelite. Acknowledging that He's their God. He is not your God. But through that, you're taking action to show your devotion to Him, so that in your day of judgment, He'll have mercy on you. And if your faith is great, like the Roman centurion, like the Canaanite woman, my argument is, why would He say no to you? But listen to me. I'm not God. I don't know how He thinks. All I can go is based on the stories that I've seen about Him in the Bible. The God of the Israelites, that's the God I'm referring to, not the Christian God, which is Satan. No, I'm not doing that. So that's basically it. And I think you've got some decisions to make. And at the very minimum, I would say I'd highly recommend go back and watch this video minimum 2 more times. I guarantee you've missed some key points. Or the second or third time around, the meaning you have of certain sections will evolve till you get the true meaning, because you might miss it the first time. And then lastly, you've probably seen this video through my Facebook link. You can contact me through Facebook Messenger. You can contact me through email. My email is jacob777@gmail.com. So that's JACOB, and then 777@gmail.com. Those are the 2 primary ways to contact me. And if you saw the YouTube video, you can simply reply there, and we can connect that way. Guys, let me just say one last time. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a deacon. I'm not any of those things. I'm just a regular guy who stumbled across this information, and I just spent a lot of time researching it. And I thank God that He revealed this to me. And I felt like I needed to take action and share this with everybody. So hopefully I've added value to you, and you're able to align yourself with the true God of the world, which is the God of the Israelites, Yahweh, and His Son Yahushai. And with that, guys, thank you for watching, and God bless you.